Oh, hello everyone, it's Maximus, and today we're looking at plate carriers. Hello everyone, it's me again, Maximus. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So doing another equipment review today, courtesy of Hero Outdoors. I apologize for the gangster cars driving by with the music there. From Hero Outdoors. So Hero Outdoors have been very kind enough to send me things in the past to review and showcase for you, the viewer. Most of the things that I've been showing you from Hero Outdoors and the products I've been looking at are relevant to those who wish to join the armed forces, especially here in Canada. We've got some CAD-PAD stuff coming along the way that I'm going to do some reviews on. But today we're actually looking at a plate carrier. Now, if you know anything about Condor tactical products, they're pretty good and overall fairly high quality. However, there are some rough edges. You know, a lot of it is made in China. However, I honestly don't mind Condor. They make some pretty good stuff. And today we're going to look at a plate carrier from Condor. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say thank you very much to Hero Outdoors. For those of you who haven't heard of Hero Outdoors before, it's an online business and store in Canada. So I'm a big supporter of Canadian business, as you can see. So I would strongly encourage you, especially those who are Canadian, who want to look at buying some products for maybe airsoft, your military service, all sorts of stuff on there. They've got surplus stuff, camping, hiking, all sorts of bits and pieces, whether you're in the military mindset, law enforcement, there's tons of stuff. Go check out the website. I'll put the link in the description box below, and this plate carrier you can actually get from the site. I'm definitely keeping this one. I'm going to tell you that first and foremost. We'll go into the review a little bit later on here. We'll take it for a run and I'll actually show you what it's like. But I'll give you a quick overview for the most part. So this is it. This is the Condor Defender. A really cool bit of kit. I've got it in OD green. I've actually decided that the OD green is definitely my favorite color. Back part has an initial safety pulling strap, which is really good if you're dragging someone across the battlefield, which of course hopefully you'll never have to do. This is a heavy-duty tac vest, or sorry, fragmentation vest, or I guess a lot of people call them plate carriers. I call them frag vests. But this is a two-piece plate carrier, full chest and full, I guess, abdominals around by the around the side of your torso there. So lots of packaging, lots of padding around the side there. Super comfortable. Honestly, I've worn this quite a bit. Been doing a lot of runs with it, trying to get a bit of a pre-review for you guys, because there's no point in you looking at this thing if I don't actually like it. I've worn it for about 2 weeks now, and I absolutely love it. It is great. And you're probably wondering, Matt, why on earth are you wearing a plate carrier? You're not serving with plate carriers right now. Do you get these issued in the Canadian Army? Yes, we do get issued plate carriers in the Canadian Army. They're called frag vests. I cannot use that outside of my normal working day because they're classified as a body armor system. This is not classed as technically body armor. It has body armor type padding inside of it. It looks like it, but it isn't actually body armor. So I can't wear my Canadian Forces stuff. However, I wanted something that I could train with, like a weight vest, outside of working hours when I'm with the Canadian Army, and this is perfect for that. Now what I've actually decided to do is create 2 plates inside of here. I made them out of Teflon blocks, big heavy-duty Teflon blocks, and I melted them with a heat gun to shape the front of my body so that I can actually not have this gigantic square plate on my chest. It worked out really good. So the plate carrier can hold 2 plates, and they're inserted underneath these flaps like so. You just undo these straps. There's a couple of sleeves inside there. You can see this kind of meshing material, breathable, very, very nice and spongy as well. It's got some push to it, not much, but enough. All the Velcro is very heavy duty, lots of surface area there for the Velcro to not pull away. You can see there's at least 1.5 inches of Velcro surface area there. So one thing you don't want to have happen with these things is them come off when you're in the middle of a section attack or whatever else you're doing. This has got a lot of robust Velcro to prevent that from happening. So as you can see from the front here, it also has a Velcro patch to the front. I put Hero Outdoors, so thank you again guys for sending me the patch, for sending this product, and obviously my beautiful Canadian flag here too. I put my own carabiner on here because it actually holds some of the things I do when I'm running around with my GoPro and stuff. 2 clips on the back, okay, 2 heavy-duty buckles to allow you to quick release, which again is really nice. Nothing worse than wearing these big heavy things on. If something was to go wrong, you're having a panic attack, overheating, or you need some hydration, or you've passed out, someone needs to get this off your shoulders quickly. It's basically just 2 quick pops of the clips at the back, and there it's off your back, which is, to me, fantastic. It's a nice safety feature to have when you're wearing things like this, especially when you're wearing like weighted vests. You want something that can fall off your shoulders if you have to, if there's an emergency. For me, this is a really nice feature. The shoulder pads themselves, as you can see, these are fairly robust. They can be removed if you want to. They've got that kind of sort of leathery feel, which is actually really nice, high quality. It's stopping it from slipping off your shoulders and kind of giving that rubbing texture from just the normal material, so that's nice. And again, as I said, with the side parts here, the overlapping flaps are nice and padded, nice and comfy and padded there. So the thickness on your sides, especially me being a chunky boy, it's nice. It's not rubbing. There's not that sort of thin material rubbing back and forth. There's lots of padding there for you to be able to tighten this in nice and tight around your chest. In terms of taking this off, it's not the most ideal way of doing it. It's got a fairly large Velcro flap at the front here. You have to undo these 3 straps here, pull it off, and we'll just do it anyway. Okay, it's like I said, it's a bit of a pain. You can't do it one-handed for sure. And then you're going to pull and expose these pieces here. So these are your side flaps. Okay, so the side flaps here are then going to be exposed. You're going to pull them away, 1 and 2, and the body arm will fall off. I'm not going to do it because I'll have to reset my the way it's been fitted. It did take me a while to fit this one. It took me about 15 minutes just to get it perfect for me. But you've got to remember, I've also put fake plates in there to add some weight for my weighted vest. Because remember, I'm not playing airsoft with this. I'm not using it in my service. I'm using it purely for fitness and to get some sort of extra weight on my shoulder. Not that I don't have enough already to run around with. So to me, it's perfect. It fits perfectly. The webbing straps are extremely strong. I've had no problems with them sort of the threads peeling away. Thousands of opportunities for you to put pouches, all sorts of configurations of webbing on there, or PLCE. Really, really nice vest. So the only other features I can really touch base on this is how comfortable it is. Like, honestly, I don't review things and say everything's good. Okay, I don't. I try my best to be as accurate as I can to products that I'm looking at, because I'm not going to tell you something and then you come back to me and say, Matt, it sucks. Maybe you still will, but my personal opinion is this has worked really good. I've really enjoyed it as a weighted vest. Now, if you're wearing it for airsoft or all sorts of things like that, it's hard to tell. I haven't really done any sort of, you know, battle maneuvers, crawling, leopard crawls, you know, monkey runs, all the other kind of battle procedure runs and movements that we do. However, in terms of just running, it gives you a lot of freedom for your arms to pump back and forth. There's no catching or chafing on the sides here, which is really nice. And if you want to put Velcro patches on and look all tactical, you can. I put a couple on the back. Canadian, oh sorry, forgot my flags. British on the back, because technically I've left poor old Britain behind. Another Hero Outdoors flash there, and then Canada on the front. Lots of surface area here. There's also a Velcro surface area here if you wish to put some straps or additional Velcro on there. So I guess without further ado, we're going to put this thing on, we're going to take it for a run, and I'm going to see what you guys think and what I think about it when it's actually running around on my body. So let's get going. So one thing I don't think a lot of people realize and consider when looking at these kind of massive, huge plate carrier setups is, how does it feel like when you're inside a vehicle? Now, many of you are going to see this as a Condor unit, therefore it's not going to be used in an operational environment, and of course, no, it would not, because it's not military spec technically. But you may play airsoft and things, and you may have to drive vehicles in those particular games, and it's something to consider. Now, this is a big plate carrier. It does have a rather large plate in here, a pretend plate, as I mentioned, and everything feels fairly comfortable. I must admit, it does punch up quite a bit from the front there, just the way that the seat is dragging me down. But if I just pull it forward a little bit like that, it's actually fairly comfortable. I don't have huge concerns with it. It's pretty snug, and I can, you know, still operate everything within the vehicle nice and comfortable. Again, no rubbing on the side there, a little bit of a flap excess coming up, but nothing too major. So inside the vehicle, even with the plate on the back here, I'm getting no like pinch points, I'm getting no problems. The shoulder straps are still snug to my shoulder instead of coming up like this, which could be really annoying. But yeah, it sits in nicely, it seats nicely, it's not uncomfortable, and it's actually really comfy just to have inside the vehicle. So if that's something you're considering when looking at purchasing this plate carrier, then you might want to just consider that's actually fairly good for being in a comfortable position to drive. So here we are, everyone, with the Condor Defender. Very nice plate carrier. We're going to do some walking and talking with it so far and talk about how comfortable it is just walking around. As you can see, though, the clearance to my biceps there are lots of room. So I can run around with this thing all day and have no problems with it chafing my sides, which is, to me, One of the most important parts of having a big old plate carrier is to ensure that it does not cause any discomfort to your arms or any part of your body in terms of chafing, because you can be wearing plate carriers for a long time. For me, wearing it as a weighted vest, I'm going to be doing lots of long distance runs with it. Not going to have any problems with this. I can literally, no problems, arms run parallel, no issues at all. So that's really good, because, you know, if you're doing long distance runs, lots of heavy sort of plate carrier runs, you don't want chafing. So that's a good start. Second thing is no shifting. It doesn't shift. I know it looks like it is because I'm moving my whole body, but it's sticking to my body, and that's another thing you don't want, is all this shift. Because as you're running and you see that, again, it's going to cause chafing. So it took me about 15 minutes to adjust this thing to make it kind of fit my body correctly, but honestly, had no problems. Still getting used to this kind of gimbal here, but absolutely no issues with it kind of rubbing against my skin or anything like that, so that's really good. People are going to be a little concerned that I'm wearing a plate carrier downtown, but that's okay. So next thing, shoulder straps, not too tight, not too loose. A lot of people have personal preference to how they put their shoulder straps on. I myself like to keep them a little tighter just to stop it from rubbing on the top of your shoulders. But if you feel that you need to have them a little looser to give you a little bit more freedom, then, you know, that's entirely up to you. This part of the shoulder portion of the strapping, though, really easy to adjust. All it is, the back portion's on the clips there. You just loosen them off and it untethers, and you can move it down, up, down, left, right as you want. I like to keep mine high. I find it funny, those people that wear plate carriers like right down here, right? You got to remember that a plate carrier is there and designed to protect your vital organs, i.e. your heart. So if you're wearing a plate carrier halfway down your ankles, you're defeating the purpose of having a plate carrier. Now, my plates in here, the big Teflon blocks, they're about maybe 3/4 of an inch thick, heavy duty Teflon. Teflon is heavy. I don't know if you've ever experienced the stuff. It's like a heavy duty plastic, and I kind of shaped and molded it to my body like I mentioned before. But I can feel that weight like on my shoulders. I can feel it, you know, it's definitely there. It goes all the way down to the front and all the way up to this part here, so it's snugged down a little bit too low there. But so we're going to actually head down to the riverbank here and take a little stroll because it's a beautiful day. Other key features of this thing is these shoulder straps themselves being, well, nice and kind of leathery, which stops them from shifting around. And to me, that's a really, really important piece of, you know, tactical sense, because when you put your rifle into your shoulder, this is going to be the part that would hold the rifle, right? So if it's slipping off every time you shoot, that's not a good thing. Crap, we're going through the wilderness here. Look at this. Look at this. So yeah, you don't want it slipping off your shoulders. And these kind of, try and show them here. This portion of the padding here is kind of a leathery kind of plasticky type. It's not real leather, but it works enough to stop that pad and that shoulder part moving up and down. If you're going to put a rifle into your shoulder here, that's key. That's really nice to have. And these pads can actually be removed, so you're just left with just the strap if you don't like the kind of the leather feel. In terms of its overall weight, without my improvised plate carriers in there, plates in there, it's not too heavy at all, and it's not designed to be. Remember, it's there technically as a modular setup, so you can put your own stuff on there. If it was real Kevlar emplaced and embedded into this material, you can see it's fairly thin. It's hard to see in this lighting here, but it's fairly thin. But it's got enough padding in there, I'd say about, you know, 1/4 of an inch, to make you feel like you've got Kevlar on. You know, the sense that it's not just empty Condor fabric. It's nice. Would I suggest buying Kevlar and putting in this? Absolutely not. What a waste of time and money. Absolutely no point in doing that whatsoever. If you're going to get a Kevlar vest, a proper Kevlar vest, then invest the money into getting a proper one. This one, I would suggest just not doing so. It would make no sense to do it. I'm trying to find a good way to get to the river here. We'll just keep heading down through this track. So yeah, in terms of its weight, you get the sense that it is a vest, but you don't need the, you know, the heavy-duty Kevlar in there if that's not what you're into. Like I said, I put the plates in there to give it that sort of realistic feel in terms of being a weighted vest, but you can put anything you want in there. You can put your own modular pouches on, all that sort of stuff to make it feel a little bit more tactical. Mine, I'm not putting any pouches on mine. I see no interest in doing it. There's no point. I just want the weight so I can run with it. So what we're actually going to do, and I'll show you this beautiful scenery we're seeing here. There we go. Now we're on the opposite side of the river today. Normally I run you guys actually along this ridge line here. You might not be able to see it because of the sun, but we run all the way up to that hill up in the distance by the bridge there. But today we're just going to take a nice light stroll down the riverbank. Now the river is looking gorgeous today. It's a hot day today, folks. It's about maybe plus 30. And yeah, wearing a plate carrier like this, it starts to add up. That touches me on to the next point, water or sweat. I've worn this a few times now, and I've taken it on some pretty gnarly runs, uphill, in the rain, all sorts of stuff. It wicks water pretty bad. That's one of the probably discomforts that I have with this plate carrier, but all plate carriers do that, especially with this kind of padding in there, right? All plate carriers are going to do that because they're filled with sponge, or these ones particularly are filled with a padded sponge. This isn't technically waterproof. There's, you know, if you were to put a notepad or something inside of here, which would be pointless, you'd ideally want to get your own, you know, waterproof pouch. But if you were to put something inside of this, it would be dry, but the potential for it getting wet would be very easy. So when you're sweating in this thing, yeah, it's not a good time. It will definitely wick that moisture quite a bit. Especially down by the sides here, you know, this big spongy part of the padding there, it definitely gets a little a little wet for sure. In terms of it drying though, it dries fairly quickly. I can't complain. It took probably about 45 minutes after doing probably an hour and a half long distance run with this on to dry off my sweat. But I'm a sweaty boy, look at me, okay? I sweat pretty easily. So, you know, that's gonna be expected. Let's take a seat here. Have a little chat with you a little bit more about this thing, this beautiful little log that we've got going on here. So my overall impression so far, I've got to get used to this gimbal, super comfortable, guys. Like, it is really comfortable, and I love the fact that, you know, it's not riding anywhere. It's big and heavy duty. This is a heavy infantry carrier, and it's not there for you to just do, you know, short little stints. It's there for you if you're inside a vehicle. That's these kind of plate carrier setups. They're not there for, you know, secret sneaky beaky missions in the background with these small little plate carriers on, or just the dorsal, upper dorsal area covered. This goes all the way down almost to your stomach, so it's a heavy plate carrier, and therefore it's a little bit more pricier than some of the other sort of smaller type carriers, but that's okay because you're getting quite a bit for your money. The material itself is high quality. You're getting all this modular strapping that you can put on there. The Velcro patch is a really nice touch. I really like the shoulders though. The shoulders are what sells it to me. I honestly was a little concerned that they'd be, you know, not adjustable enough, or they'd just be annoying, but they work just perfectly, really, really nice. I also like on the back here, you've got this, you know, this emergency handle if you need it. I can't reach it, but someone would be able to reach it if they needed to on the back of your plate carrier, so that if there was a situation that you need to get dragged out of, there you have it. So what we're gonna do now, we'll probably keep tracking along this track. I'll come back down the main track here and we'll actually take it for a run, because I want to see and show you guys what it feels like once this thing starts, you know, actually taking some burden of the run, and you can kind of sense as to what the feel is when it goes up and down. So I'll cut it here, we'll get back to the track, and then we'll do the run. So during the start of my run, I saw an exercise station, decided to do some exercises for the upper body to see how it felt and how it was comfortable in terms of doing exercise. And honestly, apart from my terrible effort of actually being able to do the exercises, it felt really good with the equipment of the Condor Defender. Had no problems with it interfering with, you know, the way my back arches or the way that my body moves to do push-ups. It just worked really, really nicely. It wasn't slipping down off my back, hitting the back of my neck, or coming off my body. I was actually doing, you know, decline push-ups to see if it would slip down my neck at all. Absolutely no problems. It wasn't trying to slide off my head and off my back, which is to me the most annoying thing in the world when you have a plate carrier or frag vest. You're doing exercises like that, or section attacks. It keeps flying all over the back of your neck. So annoying. And in terms of, you know, actually doing dips, had no issues at all with it, you know, crushing my fat belly or anything else below the midsection. It was actually really comfortable. It didn't give me any issues. And again, it wasn't riding anywhere. It was just holding place. A really good plate carrier, guys. Okay, little one. Oh, I'm not that scary. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so we're back onto the normal path now. We're actually going to take it for a bit of a run and see how this feels when I'm actually doing the run on a solid path. We're off the back country now, so I'm going to try my best to keep my breath and give you some sort of idea of how it feels. So let's just get going, and hopefully this thing will keep steady as we go. Let's get going. So, as you can see, it's sticking to my body pretty good. A little bit of lift there, but that's because I'm keeping my arm out to the side with the gimbal. A little bit of bounce, but if I was to actually keep my momentum with my arms down by my side, I would have no bounce at all. It's also because I've been messing probably with the Velcro previous to this video. It's causing me a little bit of bounce there, but overall, sticking to my body pretty good. And if I could actually get the camera to face the right way, there we go. Yeah, no problems at all. Like I said, lots of comfortable room there for your arms to move around. No big issues at all. I can tell you I've done prolonged runs in this a few times now, and I've had no problems, so it's pretty good. If you're to wear this for prolonged periods of time, I can guarantee you're going to have issues, mainly on your shoulders. If you keep pushing beyond about 6 miles with a plate carrier on, you're asking a bit too much anyway. So remember, if you're going to do plate carrier training, start small, get bigger. Don't go out with a massive plate carrier on thinking you're going to do 20 Ks and be fine like a normal run. Different style of fitness, guys. Beautiful day out for this though. So you are noticing a bit of bounce, but as I said, that's because my arms are not staying with the momentum of my body. But still, no discomfort, no chafing. Really, really good plate carrier. So, I'm a little out of breath. I say little, very. But honestly, folks, I think you're really going to enjoy this product. If you have interest in purchasing the Condor Defender, I would encourage you go to our good friends here, Hero Outdoors. These are the ones that the company that allowed me to try out this plate carrier, so thank you again. The website link is in the description box below. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As you can see, Fatimus is still out of shape. I'll get back into it. Honestly, it's because I can't get into it with this thing in my hand. But if you want to see more content like this, reviews, please leave me a like, and in the comments section, if you want any more information about this plate carrier or even my fake plates that I could maybe even make for you and send to you if you have plate carriers like this, let me know. If you want to support my channel, go check out the Patreon page. It's in the link box below also, along with Facebook, Discord, my dream crowdfunding for tank, not my dog tank, a real tank, well, an APC to be precise. And honestly, folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go burn some more calories because I need it. All the best. Bye-bye.